What's up, guys? Welcome back to Fantasy Lutfi, and this is Game Week 34 preview, and this is my team for Game Week 34. And as you can see, my bench boost is activated, and therefore in Game Week 34, I'm planning to use the bench boost. Most people will be either using their bench boost or their triple captain, and I'll get into some triple captain candidates when I reach the players. So for me, I'm using my bench boost because I actually used my wildcard in Game Week 33 to bring in all these players who will be playing twice in Game Week 34. But if you guys did not use your wildcard because you have used it in the past, I'll still recommend to you guys one or two players that you guys should be bringing in to your team using your free transfer. This is to maximize the number of points that you can get, because these players will be playing twice against teams that are bound to concede or teams that will not score against them. So now let's start off with my team. First up, I have three Manchester United players in David De Gea, Darmian, and also Anthony Martial. David De Gea, the reason why I'm having him and also Darmian, it is because United are playing against Aston Villa and Crystal Palace. And I think that it is a high chance that they will be keeping a clean sheet in these two matches. Therefore, I'm banking on Manchester United defenders in doing well. The reason why I chose Darmian instead of Marcos Rojo or Chris Smalling, well, Chris Smalling is a little too expensive. I think he is at £6.5 million and I don't have enough budget for him. Marcos Rojo, on the other hand, for the past couple of matches, he has not been playing the full 90 minutes. But Darmian, on the other hand, he has been playing a good amount of time for the past couple of matches, although he was benched in last weekend's match against Spurs, but he came in the second half of that match. So I think it is a great opportunity for you guys to score lots of points with United defenders. So if you guys have the budget, bring in De Gea or Smalling. Great opportunity there to score lots of points. And Anthony Martial, the reason why I brought him in, it is because against Villa and Palace, I think that United will be able to score some goals against them. And I wanted to bring in Marcus Rashford, but with Rooney set to return, I think that Rashford's starting in two matches would be a no-no. Because I think that if Rooney is really good to go, he'll be starting one match or maybe play half a match, and I think that Louis van Gaal will switch out Rashford with Rooney. And I think Martial is a player that is nailed on in starting both matches for sure. And now let's move on to my three Arsenal players. I have Hector Bellerin, Alexis Sanchez, and also Danny Welbeck. They're playing against Crystal Palace and West Bromwich Albion. So against Palace, I think it's a good chance they'll be getting a clean sheet. Against West Brom, should be able to do so as well. Well, for Sanchez, he is my captain for this week. Playing against Palace and West Brom, I think that they'll be able to score lots of goals against Palace and maybe one or two past West Brom. And if you guys are looking for a triple captain candidate, Alexis Sanchez is a great choice. Danny Welbeck, likewise, he is getting the nod over Olivier Giroud, and I think that he'll be able to provide an assist and even score goals in these two matches. Now let's move on to my other players from Manchester City. I have Nicolas Otamendi and also Jesus Navas. Well, I brought in Jesus Navas last minute on few hours before last weekend's submission deadline. I took out Manuel Lanzini because he will be blanking in Game Week 35, whereas Man City will be playing in Game Week 35. So some sort of a long-term planning for me. So Navas is in for me. The reason why I took in Navas is because Yaya Toure and Raheem Sterling are still out injured, and with De Bruyne and Silva just back from injury, although De Bruyne is on form, I think Navas will definitely start both matches. Also, City are on a high after progressing into the semi-finals of the Champions League after beating Paris Saint-Germain 1-0. Kevin De Bruyne scoring there. They should be great, but a little fatigued. And therefore, I think they will still be able to do well against Chelsea and also Newcastle. Chelsea, I've got a feeling that they'll be able to concede against Manchester City. Chelsea's defense hasn't been too good, so hopefully Navas will play a part in City's offense against Chelsea. Now let's move on to my three Evertonian players. I have Ross Barkley, Joel Robles, and Romelu Lukaku. Barkley has been really disappointing, as Lukaku has been for the past few weeks, but I think that against Southampton and Liverpool, they'll probably start to change things around. I've been saying this for the past 2 weeks, and it has not changed around yet, but they have still the Palace match to play in Game Week 33, and hopefully they'll change things around. Well, Barkley, they say he has the knee injury, but Roberto Martinez said in an interview that Barkley is good to go against Palace, and hopefully against Southampton and Liverpool, he'll be playing in both matches. Joel Robles, well, it is a little hard in keeping a clean sheet in game weeks 34 against Southampton and Liverpool, but I think that he'll be able to grind out maybe a clean sheet against Southampton. So hopefully he does well. I'm just hoping for the best after game week 33 disaster. Really disappointed at that result. Now let's get back on track. Dimitri Payet, my only West Ham player, and against Leicester and Watford, I think that if West Ham are going to get a goal, he'll be involved in some way. Great player. He takes the corner, he takes the free kicks, and also he takes the penalties. So great opportunities in scoring points. Felipe Coutinho is my one of two Liverpool players that I have, and with Firmino back, he started last weekend, whereas Coutinho was rested. Well, the main reason why he was rested is because Klopp was taking into consideration that they are playing against Borussia Dortmund in the Europa League in the midweek, and he wants to rest Coutinho. Firmino is back, yes, I'm a great fan of him, but I don't think he'll be starting both matches against Bournemouth and also Everton, but I think Coutinho will be able to do so. And he is a great chance of creating goals. He always creates chances for his teammates. And the other Liverpool player is Nathaniel Clyne. I think against Bournemouth, pretty high chance of getting a clean sheet. Against Everton, not so much, unless Everton are still in horrible form. Then it is a good chance of Liverpool keeping a clean sheet against Everton. And lastly, I have Christian Fuchs, the only player that is not playing twice in Game Week 34. I took him in because of Game Week 35. I didn't want too many players to be blanking in Game Week 35. So Christian Fuchs, hopefully he'll get an assist because I see Leicester conceding against West Ham. Should be a great result there for Leicester. Fuchs has been on form for the past few matches. He's been great all season long for Leicester. So that is my team for Game Weeks 34, where I'm going to be using my bench boost. And now let's take a look at some possible fixture and forecasts for Game Weeks 34. So first up, we have Norwich and Sunderland. These two are fighting for relegation. Sunderland have a game in hand, and if Sunderland win Norwich, they may well be out of the red zone. So lots riding there. I think Sunderland with Sam Allardyce's experience with Jermaine Defoe, Khazri, Kershaw, I think that they'll be able to get 3 points against Norwich here. Everton, Southampton. If Everton don't change things around against Palace tonight, then Southampton will get 3 points against them. Manchester United, Aston Villa, like I mentioned just now, you guys should bank on Manchester United players against Villa and also Crystal Palace. They'll be getting clean sheets and also scoring lots of goals against them. Let's go back up. Newcastle and Swansea. Swansea should be getting 3 points against Newcastle. They won Chelsea 1-0 last weekend. Gylfi Sigurdsson, the hero yet again for Swansea. And Rafael Benitez. He has not made an impact since arriving at Newcastle. And the time is really now for him to start making an impact, because if not, they are really getting relegated, sitting second from the bottom of the table. West Bromwich Albion and Watford. Well, West Brom's defense pretty solid all season long, and Watford right now having some problems scoring, so I see West Brom keeping a clean sheet and also getting a win here. Also to take note, West Brom are playing twice in this game week. The first match obviously is against Watford, and the second match is against Arsenal. So if you guys need an offensive player, should take a look at some West Brom player, or even if you want, you can bring in Ben Foster or one of the defenders, because I think that they'll keep a clean sheet here, not so much against Arsenal. Next up, Chelsea hosting Manchester City. Well, City should be a little fatigued, but I think after winning Paris Saint-Germain, I think that they'll be able to get 3 points against Chelsea. Chelsea will surely concede because their defense hasn't been great all season long, and it's just up to Chelsea whether can they outscore Manchester City. Hopefully City gets a clean sheet here and also another clean sheet in their Newcastle match. Next up is Bournemouth and Liverpool. Like I mentioned just now, Liverpool should be getting 3 points against Bournemouth. With their rotated squad last weekend, they got 4 past their opponents, and I think that if Klopp rotates his squad once again, they'll still be able to get 3 points against Bournemouth. Well, against Everton, not too sure about that, but I think by then Klopp would have his proper starting 11 against Everton, should be getting 3 points there too. Moving on to Leicester and West Ham. Well, West Ham chasing the 4th Champions League spot. Leicester chasing the title. It looks well in their hands right now with 7 points clear at the top. Should be a great match though. Leicester's defense pretty solid. If you guys have Riyad Mahrez, Jamie Vardy, do keep them in because they are really vital in Leicester's offense. West Ham, on the other hand, look forward to Dimitri Payet, Manuel Lanzini, Carroll if he starts, or Emenike, Mark Noble. They should give the fight back to Leicester at the King Power Stadium. Should be a cracking match, but I see Leicester getting 3 points there. Arsenal and Palace, I mentioned just now that Arsenal should not have a problem in getting 3 points against Palace. Probably a clean sheet too. Stoke and Tottenham Hotspurs. Spurs, lots riding for them in this title race, 7 points adrift of Leicester. They need every point that they can get, and I see Harry Kane, Dele Alli, Christian Eriksen, Toby Alderweireld even scoring for Spurs to keep their title hopes alive against Stoke. Stoke's defense not too good for the most part of the second half of the season, and I think that that will continue and they will be able to hold off Spurs. They will surely concede against Spurs. Next up, Newcastle City. Well, I mentioned City should be getting 3 points pretty easily. West Ham and Watford. West Ham should be getting a clean sheet against Watford because Ighalo has been quiet for the past few months, and West Ham's defense is pretty solid, I should say, with Adrian in goal. I'm a big fan of him, and like I mentioned, the other offensive players should be scoring some goals against Watford. Liverpool and Everton. Manchester United Palace, United should get 3 points there. Lastly, Arsenal West Brom, Arsenal should be getting 3 points pretty easily. That's it for my Game Week 34. Thanks so much for watching, guys, and I'll catch you guys soon. Take care.